just been released, let's say, by the Ministry of Health. And in this case, I'm assuming that I also have reporters on the ground who are also covering the same. But I'm in the office, I'm trying to check what the reporters will give me. So I'll go to the ChatGPT, of course you sign in, it is free. Then I'll go to the option of upload a document. I will look for this report. I had already downloaded a report. It's an old report because it's for learning purposes or just experimentation. And this report is about, let's say it's malaria in Kenya, but let me look for a real report that is in PDF. Yeah, there is one here. No, sorry, I think that is not the report I was looking for. Anyway, give me any report we download together. Any topic you like us to search for? GBV. So I'm looking for a report. I think I will use, let me use the one for MCK, isn't it? I have this report, I will download it. And I want to be very practical because AI, we have a misconception that it is very complex, but it is not. So once I download it, I think I prefer, that's when my desktop is always full. I always prefer to put things on my desktop. So it's called GBV. Then I go back to the tool I was looking for, or the tool I had. So I will cancel this. I will upload the report that we have just saved. It is on my, should be on my desktop. And it's called, is it GBV? Yes, the GBV report. So I'm uploading these reports. I'm assuming, let's say this report has just been released, but I want to use AI to do a story from it. I think it's already uploaded, so I'll have to prompt what I want, and it has to be very, very specific. So I've told it, give me a news story from this report for use in online news. Use journalistic language. Do not add fiction. Keep it 800 words. Then I prompt. Let's see what it will give me. So in the meantime, we can be looking at our intro, and you tell me if this is an intro that we use Gender-based violence GBV in Kenya has reached alarming levels, with a recent report highlighting troubling trends and media shortcomings in covering the crisis. The study conducted by the Media Council of Kenya in partnership with blah 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 blah. Isn't that what a reporter will give me? That is a risk to the reporters on the ground. Then I will even ask you 2 more questions. For instance, so I cannot see any quote in this story. Please add. There's a quote, eh? Yeah. Okay, I can tell it more.
I need more quotes.
Yes. I need more quotes in the story. Do not add anything. So after I need more quotes in this story. Do not add anything outside these reports. Then I tell it to do it. Then within seconds, it is re-editing my story to suit what I needed. And I'm sure it has more quotes. Ideally, we might see it as a threat, but it presents a big opportunity for us. Now, the ambassador said it very well, that human in the loop is very important. So upon this, can you now cross-check with the report? You can run through some facts to ensure that whatever is here is actually true. That is one way you can use it. But also you can tell it to just give you a report, a summary of a whole report. In case you do not want it to generate everything for you, you can tell it, just give me 20 key points from this huge report, and then it will quickly do that for you. Then it will guide you. Sometimes I argue a lot with AI, mpaka tunakosana, because we exchange a lot. Because it gives me this, I ask, why are you doing this? And sometimes it tells me, there's one time it told me my memory is getting tired. Because I was asking it a lot of things. But it presents a lot of opportunities. And I was thinking, for instance, if somebody is going to do an interview, let's say you have an interview, a health interview, you are going to meet the CS for health, and you don't have questions, and you want to talk about malaria. You can use this tool actually to ask it the questions you need to ask the CS. Then you have to be very specific, let's say like in Kenya, so that it doesn't take you far away. When you tell it to give you the questions, so you can continue and it guides you. Those are many opportunities that are being presented by AI. And especially for people who do a lot of research. And those people who are doing a lot of reporting, and they deal with a lot of bulky information. Before I leave here, I just wanted to highlight a few things as far as AI is concerned. And this is the way we are using AI or experimenting. Many media houses right now are still in the experimentation stage. Content gathering, that is generating ideas. I think you have seen I've generated ideas from it. You can use it for research. You can ask it a lot of questions. You can use it for transcribing and translation. When the ambassador was speaking, I actually recorded and transcribed everything he said. So I can quickly, within 5 seconds or so, produce notes from what he has said, or even a news story. But the challenge with that is that if the AI recorded his speech wrongly or some words wrongly, then it will give me wrong information. That is why I need to check whatever he said and cross-check with what I've been given before I tell it to generate a story for me. I think fact-checking, it's a very important component. Then I think we have already covered this. We have seen how we can use AI for production of articles, summaries from reports, writing headlines. I think some of us must have experimented this. One headline, you can ask it, give me variations of this headline, and it will give me probably 20 variations of the same headline. This is audiovisual storytelling. I think you saw what I presented earlier, the explainer, and then producing targeted newsletters, and especially for the people who want to, let's say, grow their health reportage. Some of us here, probably they have products where it is a niche product. Let's say you deal with health. You can use AI to be producing newsletters, and it automatically sends to your contact list, and that's how you build your subscriber base, and with very little human intervention. But there are challenges of using AI. Bias. It can give you a lot of subjective interpretation of issues, and this mainly comes if you don't give it a very specific command, and also in case it doesn't get certain data, it ends up providing what it can get. For instance, there's an experiment we were doing with my friend Kenya, and we told it to give us the image of an African doctor, and what it gave was somebody who was like a witch doctor. It can be very subjective. Then we have to remember that AI does not have emotion. It lacks emotion. And when you're covering health issues, emotion, you have to have a lot of empathy. I'm sure here we are journalists, we know what we mean. It lacks emotional intelligence. It can say some things in a very crooked way, to an extent that you do a lot of harm. And it is a tool that can easily cause a lot of misinformation and disinformation. Right now there are a lot of deepfakes that are being generated, and sometimes you cannot tell what is right, what is correct, and what is not correct. But the good thing is that the same AI, they have come up with tools that you can check if a video is AI generated and if it is deepfake. And even stories, you can check the percentage of AI usage. Like if you have a media house and you want to check the reporters, are they using AI? There's a tool, it will give you a percentage. It tells you this is 80% AI, 100% AI. Then the other thing, I think we have talked about misinformation. The last thing is about the need to have ethical use of AI, and especially when we are dealing with health issues. The principle of do no harm, it applies for all users of AI. You must respect human dignity, and you are not supposed to violate or contravene the rights as enshrined under the Bill of Rights, which is in the Constitution. We can just do a reference what exactly is the Bill of Rights, because AI must operate within the law, or you must operate within the law. We do not have a law that specifically that addresses AI in Kenya, but there is a process. As we speak, Media Council of Kenya has been collecting public views on code of conduct for the practice of journalism. The policy on AI use, which was part of its development from scratch. I'm sure maybe some of you participated, but it will provide a framework on how media houses can use AI, and it covers all these issues. But on top of that, in the next few months, probably there'll be a revised code for media council. I don't speak for them, but I know they're in the process of revising the same, and now it is bringing in the element of artificial intelligence and the way we are supposed to be governed as journalists so that we operate within the law. So you must be aware that everything you do must be within the law. And then there is the point of accountability. Always know that accountability means that a media house, you are responsible for everything you produce, or a journalist. You cannot say, no, this is not me, this is AI. No, you are accountable to whatever you produce, because AI at the end of the day is just a tool that is supposed to help you. And I think lastly, there is need for transparency. It is always good when you produce content using AI. You must disclose that this content is AI generated or has been generated using AI as an aid, depending on your policy. But at least your viewers, your audiences, your readers must have a hint that this is not 100% human. And then you must be alive that we are under the Data Protection Act, so you must familiarize yourself with that, so that anything you do is within the provisions of the Data Protection Act. And lastly, and I think this ambassador talked about it a lot, human in the loop. At the end of the day, you are the final decision maker. AI needs human oversight, and it needs a lot of editorial oversight, and it should just be a tool. And for me, AI should be there to support your work, and you must give it very specific prompts, and you must cross-check what it is giving you, and finally, keep interrogating it. Seek clarification from the same tool. And I think that is it from me. Thank you very much, Ken.
Thank you so much. Let's appreciate Mureithi. And that presentation we shared. Just a slight interjection. Just because we want to finish with the framework before we go to the demonstration.